Hi everyone, welcome to the fish room. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about food for shrimps. Say hello to one of my red Rileys there. He's sitting on top of his marimo moss ball. In the background there you see a little bit of leaf litter and another couple more little shrimps zooming around there. So a couple of the most important food sources for your shrimps, whether they're Caridinas or Neocaridinas, would be algae, just what marimo actually is, and also biofilm, especially if you have baby shrimps. Here you can see one of my yellows just playing around in some of the plants that I have, and also they've got a really gigantic marimo moss ball in the background there, which I actually need to split because it's so huge. And these guys are also in need of a little bit extra leaf litter for some biofilm for them. So for leaf litter, I like to use things like Indian almond leaves, catappa leaves. They're really good. They add tannins to the water and they grow biofilm on them, which is really great for the baby shrimps. And when you pile them up in a little stack, it also gives the younger shrimps places to hide from the adults when they're more aggressive at feeding time and stuff. So these here are just an example of a couple of Indian almond leaves. I also use oak leaves from my front yard and sometimes apple leaves from a tree in my backyard. Other things I like to use for biofilm, things like these small lotus pods are really good. And again, with the holes inside them, you can see there's lots of places for baby shrimp to hide as well. And over here we have some alder cones. Again, very, very good. They add natural tannins to the water. They have antiseptic, antimicrobial properties. So alder cones are a really good source, and they've got a lot of surface area as well for biofilm to grow on. So I always throw one or two of these into my shrimp tanks as well as a source of biofilm. So there's lots of other things you can feed your shrimp here as well. As you can see, I've put out a display of a few of the different things that I actually feed my shrimp. So we'll start here. I like to feed them natural leaves, such as raspberry leaves, and I usually gather most of these out of my backyard because I have raspberry vines in my backyard. So I clean them and they're not treated with any pesticides or chemicals. Also, mulberry leaves are a really good one for shrimp, so I feed them quite a bit of mulberry leaf as well. These generally just kind of float around in the tank and then they grab them. They'll eventually sink and the fish or the shrimp will just snack on them as well. There are a really good variety of different shrimp foods that I feed them. Biomax is a powder. You mix it with some water to make a paste and you just put that paste into multiple shrimp tanks. And there's some of the different ones that I use here. Crowder Mix is made with spinach and nettles. Different varieties are available. The Shirakura is a really good one. I also like to feed them, this is snowflake on your left, which breaks down nice and easily, doesn't pollute the water, and is an extra little supplement every now and then, and the lighting's really bad in this room, I apologize. On the right here is a little bit of bee pollen, so I give them a little granule of the bee pollen every so often as well. And also beans, green beans. So here we have, this is the French style cut, because they're already sliced open. And I don't put this much in unless I have a lot of shrimp. I just put pieces of them in. But they're already sliced open and the shrimps can get to the good stuff on the inside. And they love to snack on them. They'll actually fight over the green beans. It's quite hilarious. But I mean, the shrimp too will eat any type of regular fish food that you will sink to the bottom. Algae wafers is a good one since they do like to eat algae. So you can give them some algae wafers every now and then. And one wafer, or you can break it down into smaller pieces. And things like the bug bites too are really good stuff that actually sinks to the bottom for them. And these are small pieces that the shrimp can actually eat, you know, without making too much of a mess or anything. So there you have it. My little blurb on different things that I like to feed my shrimp. Little variety here. There we go. There's the focus. All right. Oh yeah, and shrimp lollies. I thought I'd get them a treat one time. So if I have a tank with a whole bunch of shrimp, every now and then they'll get a shrimp lolly and it'll actually last a fairly well populated tank a couple of days. So there you have it. Don't forget to say hi, comment below, and also subscribe to the channel. Have a good day and happy Halloween.